Caitlin from HR stood in my doorway, holding a manila envelope like it was a winning lottery ticket. She had no idea it was. Just not for her. "Effective immediately," she said, sliding the termination letter across my desk. I looked at my watch. 2:47 p.m., Tuesday, middle of our biggest acquisition deal. Perfect. 15 years of keeping contracts, and they just triggered the one clause that mattered. Clause 19B, the one they never bothered to read. My name is A. Garrett, and if you've ever been the quiet one who actually reads the fine print while everyone else chases glory, hit that subscribe button, because this is the story of how 3 words, effective immediately, cost my company $62 million, and all I had to do was document it. For 15 years, I was the ghost in the machine at Meridian Corp. Not the face on the quarterly reports or the voice in the boardroom. I was the one who made sure those reports were accurate and those board meetings had substance. While executives played golf and talked synergy, I color-coded compliance folders. While they networked at cocktail hours, I built redundant backup systems. While they hired consultants to tell them what I'd been saying for years, I quietly negotiated one particular clause into my employment contract during my 10th year renewal. Clause 19B, termination during an active transaction window. The new management team arrived 6 months ago, like locusts in Armani. Their favorite word was streamlining, corporate speak for fire everyone who actually knows how things work. I watched them eliminate the facilities manager, who'd kept our buildings running for 20 years, the IT director who built our infrastructure from scratch, the accounts manager who knew every client's birthday. Each departure celebrated as optimization. I knew my turn was coming, so I prepared. Every contract printed and tabbed, every email backed up in triplicate, every timestamp verified and cross-referenced. Tuesday morning started with our biggest deal yet, a $400 million acquisition that would make or break the quarter. I had 17 documents open across 3 monitors, juggling due diligence requests from lawyers on 4 continents. The buyers had specifically requested continuity confirmations for key staff. Guess whose name was at the top of that list? Mine. Listed as critical operations staff whose departure would materially impact transaction completion. At 2:47 p.m., Caitlin walked in. 28 years old, MBA from Wharton, 3 months into her role as Senior VP of Human Capital Optimization, a title that didn't exist until she invented it. Her heels clicked against my floor like a countdown timer. "We're restructuring the operations department. Your position has been eliminated. This is effective immediately upon receipt." She placed the letter on my desk with the satisfied smile of someone who'd never read a contract in her life. I didn't argue, didn't plead, didn't even frown. I picked up the letter, noted the timestamp, 2:47:33 p.m., and said, "I need you to confirm that exact time for my records." She actually laughed. "Sure, 2:47 p.m., Tuesday the 15th. Happy?" I was, because we were 72 hours into a 14-day transaction window, and she'd just pulled the pin on a $62 million grenade. My fingers moved across the keyboard with practiced precision. First email to legal, copy in general counsel, outside counsel, and the board's audit committee. Subject: termination notice received during active transaction window. Clause 19B activated. Attachment: time-stamped termination letter, highlighted contract pages, transaction timeline. Second email to the buyer's counsel and our escrow agent. Please note change in critical staff continuity during active diligence period. Third email to our D&O insurance carrier. Claim notice pursuant to executive compensation trigger event. Caitlin was still standing there, confused by my calm. "Don't you want to know about severance?" she asked. I pulled out my contract, opened to page 47, and slid it across the desk. "Section 19B, I said quietly. Termination without cause during an active transaction window triggers immediate vesting of all deferred compensation, full golden parachute provisions, and automatic acceleration of the retention pool for my entire department. Her face went from confused to concerned as she started reading. The first call came at 3:01 p.m. General Counsel, his voice tight with airily controlled panic. "Garrett, we need to discuss your email." "Nothing to discuss," I replied, already packing my color-coded folders. "The clause is self-executing. You co-signed it yourself. Page 52, your initials are right there in blue ink." The second call came at 3:07 p.m. The CFO. "There's been a misunderstanding. Caitlin acted without full authority. She delivered written termination on company letterhead. The timestamp is verified. The transaction window is documented. What exactly is misunderstood?" By 3:30 p.m., my phone was a symphony of panic. I let it ring, methodically backing up every file to my personal cloud, my physical drives, and the legal hold server, each document labeled with the precision of someone who'd spent 15 years preparing for this moment. By 4 p.m., I was walking out with my banker's box past Caitlin's office where raised voices leaked through the glass. The CEO's was loudest. "62 million? That's impossible." The emergency board meeting convened at 7 p.m. I know, because they tried to patch me in. "Ms. Garrett, surely we can come to an arrangement," the lead director began. "We have. It's called my employment contract. Section 19B, you approved it personally 18 months ago." Legal counsel's voice was defeated. "She's right. The clause is bulletproof. Termination during a transaction window triggers everything. It's already activated." The buyer's counsel chimed in next. "We're pausing diligence. Ms. Garrett was listed as critical continuity staff. Her termination raises material concerns about operational stability." The insurance carrier was even less sympathetic. "The trigger is valid. Funds will be dispersed per contract terms. This is exactly the kind of governance failure that voids your D&O coverage going forward." You could hear the CEO's coffee mug hit the floor through the conference phone. Wednesday morning brought a new kind of call. The CEO himself, his voice stripped of its usual swagger. "Garrett, we'd like to offer you reinstatement, full restoration, 20% raise, whatever title you want." I laughed. Not cruelly, just honestly. "I don't do temporary," I said, "and we both know that's what this would be. You'd keep me through the deal, then find another reason 6 months later. No, I'll take my contractual payout, all $62 million, plus the $5 million retention pool for my team, plus full indemnification, plus glowing references for everyone. It's all in Section 19B. The silence on his end stretched like taffy. Finally, "You planned this." "No," I corrected. "I prepared for it. There's a difference. I spent 15 years documenting everything while you spent 15 years ignoring everyone who actually did the work. I didn't plan for you to fire me during a transaction window. That was Caitlin's gift. I just made sure that if you did, it would cost you exactly what my expertise was worth." The buyer formally withdrew Thursday afternoon, citing government's concerns and operational instability. The stock dropped 18% in after-hours trading. Caitlin's LinkedIn profile disappeared by Friday. The CEO's resignation was announced Monday to pursue other opportunities. Meanwhile, my team received their full bonuses, their glowing references, and their own carefully negotiated exits. They'd been loyal to me for 15 years. Clause 19B made sure I could be loyal back. I processed my settlement with the same precision I'd brought to everything else. Every document stamped, every transfer verified, every tax form filed in triplicate. The money hit my account in waves, structured exactly as I'd specified 18 months ago when I'd negotiated that clause. $62 million. Not because I was greedy, but because that's what it costs when you fire the person who actually knows where all the bodies are buried, metaphorically speaking. The person who keeps the receipts, the person who reads every word while you're reading headlines. The last email I sent from my personal account was to my former team. Thank you for 15 years of excellence. Your new employers are lucky to have you. Remember, always read the fine print, keep everything, and never let them see you coming. Keep this always. A. Garrett. I closed my laptop and looked at my wall of color-coded folders, each one a small victory in a long war. They wanted to streamline? They succeeded. They streamlined $62 million directly into my account. Here's what 15 years in corporate operations taught me. Competence is quiet. Arrogance is loud. But contracts are binding. They don't care about your MBA or your networking or your optimization strategies. They care about words, dates, and signatures. And when you spend your career being the one who actually reads them while everyone else is playing politics, eventually, inevitably, beautifully, someone pulls the wrong lever at the wrong time. And when they do, you don't need revenge. You just need receipts. What's the most expensive mistake you'd seen corporate arrogance make? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you believe that sometimes the quiet ones keep the best cards, hit subscribe and join our community where patience and preparation always pay off. Until next time, remember, the devil's in the details, but the money's in the clause nobody read. Keep this always.